Greetings and welcome to Destiny and Dice. This is a Dungeons & Dragons live stream set in the world of Eberron. It's a game that we've been running for almost 2 years now. And it has been a trip and a half ever since we started, and last November we decided to start sharing it with the world. So here it is. We are on episode 19 this week. Or sorry, 18. 18? 18. I'm good. We're good. Regardless, a couple of announcements. Well, a single announcement, actually. In 2 weeks, we are going to be doing a one-shot adventure run by Literal Tester. He was the guy who was running our stream for a little bit and then had to step back, and we're glad to be able to see him come forward and run a game for us. But that will happen on April 28th. And so we will not have our normal Eberron game then, but it will be something fun and hopefully enjoyable. Okay, that's really all I have, so I'm going to dive right in, go with my little recap like I do. When last we met, the ShadowSlayers have ventured into the Mournlands, a forsaken magical wasteland. They are in the depths of Whiteheart, a Cannith facility, and looking for a piece of schema that was allegedly here at some point. They've restored the Forge of Making, but instead of being attuned to House Cannith, it is dedicated to Onatar, the sovereign of craft and fire. Previously, the party had rescued an individual from the cell block above, only to have accidentally killed him when he surprised them. However, the spirit of the mighty Brotor Runheim manifested itself as a ghost, and has shared a few surprising details. He apparently had met Shiraz before the Mourning, Kisriel's aunt. He is buddies with a warforged named Rhythm, who clearly shares Pipe's origin. And he has seen chipmunkish shifters in the city of Ulcon. He also seems to know about the tattoo on Bruce's back that had only recently come to light, ha ha ha, pun intended, in Jalira's Lantern of Revealing. Beyond that, the ShadowSlayers broke into a Cannith crypt, destroyed a sarcophagus, and secured themselves a brown key charm, allowing them access to more of the facility. After that, Jalira and Rix took time to create a blade imbued with radiant power, while Zeneme uncovered some remarkably interesting information about variant types of warforged that were being made immediately prior to the Mourning, which is where we start today's session. ShadowSlayers, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna actually start with Bruce, if that's okay with everyone. I'm gonna go ahead and get us to the map where we last were, just so we have visual reference for people's positioning. Bruce, when last we left, Rix and Jalira were making a blade in the forge, Zeneme was doing research in the library, and you had sat yourself down in the chapel. Is there anything you want to have done in that time while they were working on that sword?
No, I think Bruce is just kind of chilling there right now. He's kind of taking in the last few revelations. And he's just kind of in a foul mood, just sitting there, I don't know, in his standard, like, not thinking about anything particular, but things, like, trying to ignore the things that keep creeping in.
Okay. Kisriel, I remember you and Guara were running exercises in the ring around Brotor's body. And Nyx, you seem to be seated on the stairs. Is there anything that you would like to do, Nyx? Or are you in that same kind of contemplative, brooding place that Bruce is, just in a different room?
Basically, she would probably be writing. She's going to start writing okay. Stuff. She has her journal, or the new one, and just keeps writing.
Okay. Writing things about current events, other thoughts?
Mostly a reflection and trying to understand what she feels is right and what she feels is wrong.
Okay. Just kind of want to figure out what you guys have been doing in that time. And then Kisriel and Guara. Can you have Guara roll me some athletics checks? Or acrobatics, if that's more her cup of tea.
Strength is better than dex for her.
Oh, that's right. We buffed her up, didn't we?
I didn't remember exactly which fields we buffed or not.
Gotcha. Okay.
I keep adding an extra like an extra or extras for a regular panther just to compare, and that panther keeps disappearing off of my sheet for some reason.
I haven't touched it. I promise.
Oh, okay.
I haven't done it. It wasn't me. Still don't think I did it. I don't remember anymore.
No, it's fine. I just feel like blaming you.
Okay.
So
no
14
worries.
and a 14.
14 and a 14. Okay, roll me one more. Okay, 14, 14, 13. So Gora is running circles. She's occasionally jumping over Brotor's body, jumping over the pedestal, jumping onto the pedestal, posing, and then jumping off. Like trying for some balancing things. Are you working with her? Are you riding her, or are you to the side giving her commands?
Probably a mix.
Okay.
She would kind of like have her practice a pounce. And try to get the hang of if it's changed at all.
She's a little bit bigger in riding, so it's slightly jarring for you because you're not like as like you've had Gora for a while and you're used to the way she used to feel, and she's gained a little bulk in the shoulders and the chest area, so you sit a little wider, but everything seems to flow really well. Like you seem to get grasp good control on riding her. Nothing too much has changed.
Okay, it sounds like she still needs the practice.
Mm-hmm. So taking this time to kind of get used to it, get the feel of riding on Gora in her new enhanced form. This is a good thing for you to be doing. Like it's a good way to kind of distract yourself from what's going on and to also kind of resituate, change your saddle up, change the buckles, make sure it's at optimum performance.
It's less like trying to keep her mind off what's going on and more she's bored.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to move on.
Mm-hmm. Though you can't see him because the lantern light does not come all the way up the stairs, Brotor is just kind of staring at his covered body with a sad face. Though you physically can see him on the map, Kizriel and Gora technically can't.
Yeah, actually, I think this line here is a pretty good indicator that I can't see him.
Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, hold on. I hadn't even thought about doing that. Yeah, no, you totes can't see him. I got him he's right next to you, but he's just right outside your eyesight.
I can see him. Oh, hang on. I better know why. 1 second.
Because Gora?
Gora.
Yeah, okay.
That's fine. Yeah, no. She has no idea we're being disrespectful of the dead.
Well, if she's not jumping on his body, you're okay, but...
This is one of Gora's new abilities, ghost seeing.
No, but I think she can punch ghosts now.
She can punch ghosts. She just can't see them yet.
Yet. Ooh. Note that for next level up.
That and a pair of wings. I mean, come on. Who knows?
See what direction it goes.
Okay, so... That being said... Jalira and Rix. Rix, you finished up with the blade. You've had a small conversation with a traveler who's told you he can show you how to put that blade into the blade that you already have. Jalira, you've completed a blade with Rix. You're not totally unsatisfied with the process. Roll me an Arcana check, please.
I will not admit that I didn't have a character sheet open. I'm terrible.
No worries. Rix, could you also roll me an intelligence check?
Okay.
Well, one of these two is book smart. One
of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. Alright, intelligence check.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Just a normal Arcana roll.
On brand.
Oh, no, intelligence was for Rix. Oh, okay.
Is there a reason that rolled it twice for you?
I don't know. Beyond 20 did something weird.
Gotcha. Okay. I know our text isn't as pretty as it was last time. I think it's just we've dealt with it before.
I think they did. I think Beyond 20 did an update, but whatever. It's fine.
Gotcha. Okay. No worries. We'll play with it later. It's not a big concern as long as we can see all the numbers. Rix, Jalira did her best to teach you working with tools. It didn't take.
Cool.
You're happy that you have a cool sword, but
I'm just gonna ask
the forge and the tools are still a mystery to you.
I'm gonna ask Nyx just to teach me some pottery.
Cherry, with your Arcana check, you're confident in the sword's capability. You're sure it's going to work like it's designed, but you think that you might have been able to do it better. But again, you were showing Rix the rope, so you don't put it on yourself. But you don't put it on Rix, but you just kind of put it on the ambient. I had to teach someone, so maybe something was lost in the teaching. It's not my fault. It's not Rix's fault. It's just maybe having to work in this new environment. It's not like the best. It's the best forge I've ever worked on. Oh my gosh, no.
One lesson does not make a master. Okay, leave me alone.
If you had to hire Imbued.
It's fair. But I'm a rogue, not a wizard or an artificer or a barbarian, apparently.
Regardless, the overall experience, you feel like you could probably teach other people how to do stuff. In a place like this, you've got access to all the tools, all the time, because this forge makes whatever you're doing happen faster. Regardless, our final member that we're checking on now is Zeneme. Zeneme, you were last in the library, discovering things about new and different warforged.
Right.
So,
looking at books. Learn.
That being said, all of that recap done, everybody knows where everybody is. Zeneme, you finish up kind of the section you're looking in. What do you do now?
Move on to the next section. See if I can find anything else relevant about Warforged. I'm real curious about that section that was removed about the music forged, or whatever you called it last time. That is obviously pipes. What is this very interesting thing? I'm also looking for any real cool magic that I think that I could learn over the next, however long it takes them to finish with the sword.
Having gone through where you went through in the Warforged book, and that kind of brings you up to now.
Okay.
So we are now in present real time. They finished their sword. You kind of finish your Warforged book. Do you start looking for another book, or do you go share what you've learned?
I'm looking at new books. There's lots of books.
Okay.
Books are great. I'm going to hang out with the books.
Okay.
Until somebody comes and tells me otherwise.
You are aware that there was a spell book that you had found.
Mm-hmm.
On your first run through. Are you looking for a different book of spells? Or are you looking for different magic?
You should look at that.
Are you perusing that shelf, or are you perusing kind of the area where you're at?
I'm going to keep perusing the area where I'm at.
Okay, roll for me an investigation check. You find in that section a couple more books on Warforged. None of them seem to hold any of the extra secrets. Nothing seemed to find anything above the normal from what you already know about Warforged. You do find some lists on where to find some ideal crafting supplies. Though a lot of those lists looked like they were in what was once Kyre, and that is now the Mournland, and maybe not the best place to go find stuff anymore. Who knows? Maybe it's the best place to go find stuff.
Maybe.
Regardless, You do some research. You're finding more stuff, but nothing that leads you into more of the Psy-forged or the Song-forged.
Okay.
If you're gonna stay there.
Yep.
Okay. Rix, you finished your conversation with the traveler. What do you do now?
Rix is going to go look for some space that is not the chapel, because it seems kind of weird to do stuff for another god in the church chapel of a god, that's not the god that you're going to do stuff for.
But on brand for the traveler.
It's my birthday gift for my birthday party. Anyway, so I'm going to try to find a quiet space. I'm probably going to go to the library area and start waiting for the traveler to show me the ritual. But before I do that, I give a quick hug to Jalira and say, thank you. I'm not going to be quite the Forge Master you are, but this is good. This is amazing.
It's okay.
There's no way I could have done this on my own. So thank you. Really.
So just you. Don't do weaponry often.
Well, maybe I'll bother you again for that in the future.
I'm sorry about earlier.
What about earlier?
With the dwarf.
What?
I put you on the spot.
Oh, he's so creepy. I don't mind.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was hitting on nearly everyone there, and
okay, so it wasn't okay. Good.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, as far as people we've met and as far as the ghosts that we've met here, I mean, he's definitely not the worst. So
No.
I'm pretty sure the one that almost killed kids was definitely the worst. So thank you again. I'm gonna go have a chat with my god real quick. So he kind of nods his head, gives her another quick kind of side hug, and
Hey, I don't know what to think about it yet, but I wanted to say this to somebody. That forge used to require a mark of making use.
okay.
It no longer does. Devices that used to be house specific, the fact that we can change that, I mean, hopefully the houses wouldn't go against gods and get all throw a fit if a god decides to change something they did, but still the implications, I don't want to think about it. I just...
Well, Kenneth's not here anymore, so... And honestly, I think it's better this way.
Be good use.
Just because they're the House of Making doesn't mean they get the monopoly on it, right? Especially not the monopoly on a god.
Yeah.
And sounds like you and my sister made friends with one, so... I think that's much more impressive than a dragon mark. Don't tell Zeneme I said that. I know you guys like best friends. You should please don't do that, because she'll try to show it to me again, and I've already touched it rather vigorously against my will, so I'm be much happier not having to see it for a while. I'm really gonna go this time. But you were reading. Why don't you go along? I'm going to the library. Why don't you just go and keep reading that book?
Yeah.
You seemed really into it.
Yeah, it was actually, I was reading this last chapter that where it was doing stuff, blah 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 blah, as we go down the hallway.
As we go down the hallway and move our way over there.
Actually, Rix, you find as she explains some of the things, some of it actually makes more sense than half of the lectures that Z has given you. Like, that really is a simple way to put it. Why does nobody teach arcane like this?
It's like, you know what? You know what? Sometimes you learn better when you're teaching someone else. And Zeneme's teaching people with high education who have been in those classes and likely are much more familiar with the terminology that she's throwing out. So I'm not going to discredit Zeneme. I'm just going to assume that she is teaching on a level of education that I am not prepared for.
I know.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I just don't want to see them laugh again.
Zeneme, you watch as, while you're studying, you see Rix and Jalira enter the library. Bruise. You find that you've been sitting and brooding for at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half. You continue to brood.
I mean, after just whatever, I guess like an hour, hour and a half, however long, he just get up, start walking out of the chapel. He'd pause, like as he was like stepping past the altar, and kind of look over at it and just almost mutter like, "Is there nothing you guys won't ruin?" And then he'll rejoin the others.
Okay, the first person you come across is Nyx, sitting on the stairs, writing in a journal.
Yeah, he's heading down the hall.
Nyx, you've been writing for about
acknowledge
an hour.
him, or
You've seen Rix and Jalira kind of walk by you, not letting them kind of pull you from your distraction. However, here comes Bruise. Does Bruise pull you from your writing, or do you continue to just let him walk by?
She'd kind of look up, but kind of just nod unless he stops to talk to her. He has every reason to not want to ever talk to her again in her head. So she's not gonna do anything.
he'd continue past her, just like acknowledging her, and then when he got a couple feet past her towards the library, he'd pause and without turning around, you just maybe sometime we could talk about it or something.
Yeah.
And then he'd continue down to the library.
Okay. Bruise finds himself in the library. Kizriel, Gora, you've been exercising for over an hour.
Well, eventually she'll take a break.
Yeah. The constant or consistent, previously consistent ting ting bang of the hammer and anvil has stopped. You heard people moving about downstairs.
Okay. What do you think? Do you think they'll want to look at books some more? Should we go help them? I mean, I'm all for reading and all, but what do you think?
Gora looks at you and tilts her head back and forth. And then stands up and kind of pads over towards the stairs.
I will sit awkwardly near Nyx.
Gora comes down and kind of rubs on Nyx's shoulder as she walks by.
Maybe she'll get out one of those journals. Just chat. Oh, hey, hi, bro, Tor.
Kind of comes down the stairs.
Didn't realize you were down there.
He just kind of nods at you. Just kind of looking over Nyx's shoulder at whatever she's writing, unless she's pulled it close to her chest or anything.
She'll shut it. Kind of thing. She's been using her finger experimenting with the new tattoo thing that she has.
Cool. The Illuminator's tattoo?
Yep. So now she can write things. But yeah, she'll kind of look up.
I just want to say I'm sorry for making it awkward back there. Talking about your friend's tattoo and ownership in the nose ring and all of that. I sometimes I talk too much. I have been accused of that.
It happens. It is no one's fault.
So, what you guys gonna do?
Whenever everyone's ready, I think we're gonna kill the lady.
I don't think we're in agreement about how to tell when we're ready yet. I'm for opening up more doors and seeing if we can find more shiny things. But Jalira probably wants to get back to Lyrenton.
Oh, hey Kiz. Do you want to give this back to Bruce? She's gonna hand the mace over.
Okay. Are you not talking to him?
No, I'm just waiting here. Since you're going that way.
Oh, she sat down.
Oh, you sat down? Okay, never mind then.
Just kidding.
She was like, am I Hermione now from the fourth book? What? I'm not an owl.
She's like, but yeah, she would kind of pull it out. She'd be like, oh, yeah, I should give this back to him.
No, I can take it. I might look to see if there's any books on wildlife and stuff. Good idea. Do. Here, Nick said you should take this.
Huh?
Where's the wildlife section?
Nyx did find the survival guide that she was reading in the door that currently has a statue standing in the way of it. So that door has not shut. There should be a little bookcase kind of sticking out.
Frozen in action.
Every time we just pass it, we just tap the statue like, hey, how's it going?
So, have we made any decisions? You know, did we figure out what we're doing with all this stuff? Are we sitting here for a while and getting some study on? Are we... what are we doing?
He kind of... Rix looks to Jalira, who I think is in the... just pouring into the book at this point, and he goes, I'm thinking maybe we give Jalira some time to read that book. I mean, she seems really into it, and she was going to tell me about it, and it sounds like it might actually help her a lot.
Okay.
And I know waiting isn't really a strong suit, but I mean, she could. I don't think.
I mean, to be
a
fair,
little bit.
To be fair, like we basically wandered down here, almost died, then went to sleep, and it's been like an hour or two since we woke up, so it really hasn't been that long.
Yeah.
Just really feels like it's been like at least like a few days, if not a few weeks.
I mean, it feels like sometimes it feels like
time
weeks.
is so weird here.
Yeah.
I mean,
would you be willing to just give us some time with it? I mean, you might be able to find
the one
some
who
books.
said that
how low are
this
your
would be a
voices?
valuable resource to.
Oh, I mean, maybe...
Bruce does not honor the whispering policy in libraries, so
Are we waiting for somebody to get his ear? Cherry to be like,
Rix is like, he's like, and I kind of want to try something with the Traveler, and I don't know how long it'll take. So, I mean, if we're willing to take a little time to sit around for a bit.
I mean,
Bruce, what's your passive perception?
12.
12? What are you looking at Rix as you're talking to him, or perusing the shelves?
I'm probably looking at Rix as I'm talking to him.
Okay.
I mean, I was the one who said, yeah, do we want to take some time? Look, I don't really know what our plans are or what we're going to do. I think there's some mixed agreement about what problems need to get solved when, but I don't think a day spent gathering resources and making sure we're ready for something is a day ill spent.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm here for it, to be honest. I mean, Jalira, I'm sure Zeneme would probably find a lot of these books really useful. I mean, she could probably sit down and finish copying her spells. Or at least get another spell one.
I mean, these are all things that I said like 2 hours ago.
Well, I feel, like I said, like you pointed out, it feels like weeks. So.
By the way, if you happen, just for my own personal notification, if you see like a book about wheels of wind and water, just let me know.
Yeah, I'll let you know if I see anything about that.
Cool.
Yeah.
what was the name of that? I'll look.
Oh, that's right.
Gizriel,
About,
make an
like,
investigation check.
You know, I mean, you don't have to like look for it, but like if you happen to see it, is more.
Okay, I'll let you know.
What's on this bookshelf?
Oh, it's the erotica section.
Oh,
What? I
We're
just
gonna get
assumed
rid
it
of
had
that.
to do with boats, man.
No,
I don't know.
that was said out of character. Relax.
Oh, okay.
No accent, you're
I would
fine.
think Gizriel, a high investigation check, would have found that for her.
She had a higher intelligence than Rex, but she's not great.
Z, are we good? You good to stick around for a bit? Do you have things you want to copy?
Yeah. Let's stick around for a while longer. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Does somebody want to like go and scout ahead?
Is that what we want to do?
What I want to do.
Kids, take someone with you that's not just Guara.
What's wrong with Guara?
No, I mean, Kiz and Guara are a good team. It would just, I'd feel more comfortable if Kiz had someone other than just Guara with her. Not that I think another bullet is just going to burst from the ground, but I don't trust this place, so, you know. Sometimes it feels like there's this invisible force beyond the gods that just makes random things happen for their entertainment.
That does
What are the odds?
The traveler.
What are the odds that Kenneth constructed, bullet constructs that just wander around certain rooms?
Oh, I need
in
to
this
shut my
place?
mouth. I'm just giving him ideas.
No, there's just one bullet that got really lost and accidentally crashed through the ceiling.
So, Jalira, how much time did I tell you still needed to read that book?
I think
Sounds like an important thing I should have written down.
I think it was like 8 hours total, but I don't know how long she's been reading it.
Look, the number 6 is coming to mind, but
Yeah, I was thinking it was 8 and you spent like 1, but
She spent some time reading, though.
let's see.
It's 8 hours total. I don't remember if I gave you time off for having already read. That was my question.
I think it was
Good
2
behavior.
hours. I do think that the 6 sounds familiar.
The six sounds right, so we'll go with you've got 6 more hours in which you need to read to finish the book. Zeneme, what would you like to do during this time?
Keep reading books.
Okay, what books
you
would you
gonna-
like to... Are you working on spells, or are you working on books?
Books.
Do your
So you're just-
spells! Get more spells!
You're just gonna start reading books.
Well, you never know what you can learn from books. If somebody is like, "Hey, Z, this might be a great time to change
we've said
focus,"
it.
then she
We've
might.
said it a couple times.
Well, I don't know if she was paying attention to that conversation, but we have pointed out that Bruce and Rix were having this conversation,
Yes,
but
you
not
guys
with
need to actually-
not with library voices.
Is there anything we could do to help you with your studies, Z, so you could copy spells and we could do research for you? We can do that, right, guys?
Sure.
Sure. I saw some really cool stuff about Warforged. So if you want to look up Warforged, see if you can find any mention of Songforged. Sounds an awful lot like pipes. And
Wait, what?
there's cool things in here. Somebody ripped out the pages or cut out the pages, and I'm very upset.
Wait. Cut out pages and it didn't destroy the book?
Yeah?
I'm going to immediately go start another book and see what happens if I try to cut out pages and or just remove the cover.
Dang, you're on the other side of the wall. I have no idea you're doing this. Otherwise, I'd back up.
You want to
Rix is like, whoa, Jalira.
It worked for them.
Just read. We can test it after. Just read your book for right now.
But if I could take it with me, I could use it as a reference.
Do you think Zeneme's really going to let you pull out pages from a book in front of her? She knows a spell that creates a giant fireball. I don't think she'd be that upset about burning it so you don't rip it.
Yeah, burning it is worse than ripping it, but neither of them is good.
I don't know. I just don't... Can we just decide on something, please?
I need you to tell me exactly how far you got before Rick stopped you.
She probably was still deciding which book she... I mean, absolute worst was holding it.
With the pages,
So
like...
she went to pull the book out, and you're getting ready to grab the pages, and Rick's is like, whoa, or you just had the book in your hands?
She had the book in her hand, maybe even open, looking at it and pondering the idea, at the very least. She's not a jump in face first. Well, she can be. Never mind.
She can be.
Roll me a percentile die.
I mean, part of it depends on how fast.
Roll low.
Oh gosh.
Is that a nat 20 or a nat 1?
As you take your time, like Rick's is like, whoa, you stop. Okay, so you've debated this book. You haven't really looked at it. You see some schematics in it, and Rick's is like, whoa, let's not do that. Let's just read your book. And as you shut it,
hasty.
you find on the cover it says "Wheels of Water and Wind, Volume 2."
So that's what you get with that.
Cherry may hold back. I don't know about Bruce.
And you're just like, wait, if there's a volume 2, there's got to be a volume 1. Roll me an investigation check.
Oh no. Would they keep multiple copies? It might be a popular book.
As you look around, you do find another a copy of volume 1.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, hey Bruce, look at this cool this book set. Come up here.
The fuck?
I make one of these without. What do you say?
The F.
Cool, great, cool. Yeah, I thought you might really like that. You know what? Let me see one of those. Rex, I'm gonna need your help.
With what? I was trying to...
How many knives do you have on you?
I mean, that's... Rix actually stops to think for a moment. He's like, how many do I have on me? Hold on. Now his player needs to find out how many he has on him. I have a rapier, scimitar. I have 2 daggers. A moon touch short sword. Rix just starts. He's It's like in the movie Oscar, where Connie is like taking out weapons and just putting them on the table, and the guy's like, it's disarming Germany. Rick's just starts taking out a bunch of weapons he's carrying on his person, like short swords, scimitars.
Okay, I wasn't really. I mean, I got a couple. If you need, I was going to see about trying to cut this out of the. Where is the chain attached to?
The chain seems to feed right into the center of the spine on the back.
Okay, so if we cut this out of the cover, I guess we can see what the chain's attached to at that point.
I mean, it might be its only copy, so I guess that's a risk if you're willing to take it.
Well, look, if there was multiple copies of one, there should be multiple copies of two, so...
I don't know, maybe the first one was more popular. But I mean, it's up to you. Just
take a step back.
Don't use this one. He puts aside the corrosive scimitar. It's got the acid on it. Don't use that one. And he puts away the.
Bruce is gonna look for a book he doesn't care about as much.
Puts away his crossbow, his things. He's like, here, and he just hands him just a plain dagger he's had since the beginning of the campaign.
I mean, I have a couple of daggers. I thought I could hold and you could cut or something. You have a better hand.
Sure.
Than...
I mean, I could try. Yeah, sure.
As you reach out into the bookcase and you grab another book that you don't seem to have any personal attachments to, you pull out Foltzburn's Guide to Seafaring. Learn the ways of a ship. Left, right, up, down, or those other confusing words that I never really understood.
Port,
starboard.
No, I think this is good. We can use this one.
I think this is good.
All right, we should probably just move back.
Yeah, we should probably make sure everyone's got some distance. Cherry, go. You guys go back up, and he looks at Bruce. He's like, "We're about to do something really stupid, aren't we?"
They're trying the thing with the thing.
Look, I'm like 2 for 2 right now on that, so...
Oh,
well, is Z hearing any of this? 3 for 2. Because Z would not be cool with the whole cutting up the book thing.
Z, roll for me a perception check with disadvantage.
Oh, no.
I think the DM wants this to happen.
Also, she's a gross... She and Jalira seem to be like, yeah, okay.
Yep, that's kind of what I'm envisioning Z's doing.
At disadvantage with a 7, you find yourself in this rather engrossing book that started out as like talking about magic, but has somehow become an erotic novel.
Well,
that is the entire enchantment school of magic, just right there.
It's like the Kama
Book about
Sutra.
enchantment, actually.
It's
perfect.
It's Kama Sutra. That's all.
Practical applications of mind control.
No means no.
She's gonna get expertise in this, guys. I'm terrified.
So you find yourself very distracted, and you hear no mention of them talking about cutting pages out of books.
All right, Rix is...
Okay. So, Bruce, have you moved to where you are? Is Rix doing the cutting, or is Bruce doing the cutting?
No, Bruce is going to hold the book so Rix can cut.
Okay.
Rix is going to go...
He's trying to move like far enough away that if there's an explosion, kids, maybe you want to
yeah, just back up a little bit,
take a couple steps back.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
You know that I'm better at avoiding the acid.
Well, I'm better at cutting things, so there we are.
True. Whatever you want to do. If you want to get hit with acid again, go ahead.
So, does the book count as an enemy? Because Bruce is within 5 feet of it. He can sneak attack to cut the binding just right.
Because does the book count as an enemy? Because then I could get the sneak attack damage. That would be really nice. And I could bonus action disengage if necessary.
You won't have to, because then with your mobility feat, you could move away without provoking attacks of opportunity from the book.
The book does not count as an enemy.
Dang it.
Yet. Z, do you have animate objects? No, okay.
All right. So
You really want Z to
Z
pay
wants
attention to what
stuff
you're doing?
too.
Right now?
No. Don't. Stop.
So,
All right.
as you raise the knife to cut the pages out of the book, you bring the knife into the first sheet. Nothing happens as you start going down the page, cutting lengthwise, I'm assuming, trying to cut the paper from
Actual
the
page,
binding.
Yeah.
As you're cutting down. You hit the halfway point where the chain comes into the back of the book. Zeneme, you feel more than see or hear a stirring of magic and the slight creaking of stone as the statue's head turns and looks at you.
What's going on?
As you kind of pull your head kind of out, like you look up, you see him, you pull your head over, you turn to look at what's going on around you, and you see Rix cutting a page out of a book with a dagger.
Experimenting.
Rix, and almost like a knee-jerk reaction of being caught, the blade continues to come down, cutting through the rest of the page. And you have a page in your hand.
Is the
He's kind of like, here's one page. Looking at Zeneme like, we're just
the word still on it?
experimenting. That's all.
And you hear a big, heavy footstep. And see as the statue comes out of the corner behind Zeneme and looks towards you and Bruce.
It was just a special thanks page. It didn't matter.
This was the title page.
It has not shown any aggressive action yet. However, it has exited the little area and is now looking down at Bruce and Rix.
Cool.
Nix is gonna stand up, putting her book away.
So that thing's supposedly that's gonna go boom, right? And if it goes boom in there, we're all dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, if it happens here. Well, I mean, not like, that's why I stepped over here, so that if it goes boom, it wouldn't take everything.
Right. How do you want to do this?
I don't know. Do you think it's mad at us? I thought we turned that thing off.
I think we did, but I think that might be another security measure.
Yeah, we turned it off and then you did something dumb. You're smart.
So how close is Bruce to that line where if he crosses it with the book, it'll explode?
You're kind of like right on it.
So Bruce is gonna like look back at it and look at the line and raise the book so that it's like just not just like an inch or two away from it. And he's like, don't move or the book gets it.
As you lift the book and pull it closer to that line, the eyes in the statue get brighter and brighter and brighter. Like you stop at the line, and you're like, "Don't move," or the book gets it, and it just stares at you. You see the orbs in the eye sockets kind of go from you to the book to you to the book.
Think about it. Let's all be real careful here.
This episode's called Hostage Negotiations.
The eyes go from you to the book to you to the book, back to you, and then down at Zeneme, and then back to you.
Hey guys, is everything okay over there? How's it going? Did it work?
Jalira,
I think the statue just made a threat.
In the middle of all this, you've gotten quite still, but you're aware of everything that's happening right now.
First off,
The statue has exited its secret cupboard. It is right over. It's standing over Zeneme.
Z, you might want to disengage from that thing. And I would like to point out that we can heal her. This book's never coming back. And most of the books in here don't have a volume 2. I'm just going to point that out.
Izzy will attempt to disengage and step away.
Everyone
You
move carefully.
successfully disengage and step away.
What do you rather? Is this about preserving knowledge or sharing knowledge?
It's a Kenneth library, so it's about hoarding knowledge.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We hate Kenneth so much. They're the one who got
I mean,
us in
I
this
haven't
mess
given
in
you
the
a reason
first-
to like him this entire campaign, so.
It's true, it's true. Yeah.
Crap.
Zeneme, you do manage to step away.
Lady D. Kenneth, could you come talk to your friend?
She's gonna go ahead and come over. It's kind of like,
Bruce couldn't remember what form she was in, so he's like,
She understands, but she's also, because she's given the pretense of not, she's already let the ghost know she doesn't like Kenneth. It's gonna be like, to him. Alright, she's gonna go over and she's gonna be like, alright, let's hope this works. Like,
okay. The moment Nyx engages with it, Bruce is going to turn to look down the hallway and be like, can you possess a statue?
Oh gosh.
Look, I'm pretty sure stone is not something Z would have a problem with, so I mean, if you wanted to...
Okay, let's start this with, like, Zeneme has stepped away, you've called for Nyx, Nyx has entered the room. Nyx, what do you do?
Poor Zeneme. Oh man, I'm so sorry.
idea. She's gonna kind of be like, alright. Stand down. I have no idea.
Looks at you, looks at Bruce, looks at the book in his hand, still at the edge of the line.
We're all friends here.
Do you have a key?
My God.
I have a yellow key still, right?
Thought you said you had an affinity for stone!
Rick, the statue points to the page in Rix's hand.
Yeah.
We need to get this knowledge out of the library. Get it to the people. You are not giving us many other options.
Roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Yay. Yay.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
That hurts.
Oh, that hurt. That's a natch one.
In a deep, grinding voice in your mind, you hear, knowledge is not to leave the library.
Well, you're supposed to.
Knowledge can be gained here. But
No
the
one-
tomes are meant to stay here.
Isn't Nick standing next to a shelf that got emptied?
Things have been taken.
Have you guys tried the
Necessary.
dispel magic thing yet?
What?
Necessary.
Okay.
Then why is this not necessary?
That tome teaches you about using a sailing vessel.
We do not want.
What
None of
was
us can hear this,
removed?
right? Just the...
Yeah,
No.
nobody else can hear this. What was removed
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
was for the safety of the world.
I would like to learn more.
The books we want to retrieve are for the safety of the world. That book is not necessarily the one we want to retrieve. We want to protect what we can and what we need.
How do you protect by cutting the page out?
Was sick. Yet.
Other pages were cut out. We were trying to find a way to bring the knowledge out, to use it.
If the knowledge leaves this library, if the tomes leave this library, I will engage secondary protocol. And I can do it even if you deactivate me.
Why don't we just put the books back?
Yeah, she would be like,
Meanwhile, Brotor comes kind of ghosting up with Bruce, telling him, hey, can you possess a statue? Brotor's like, I don't know if I can possess a statue. I've never tried that before. I've never tried possessing anybody before. Here, let me try to possess you. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry. It's a charisma saving throw.
He knows that he's her brother, right?
Gosh, I hope so. Otherwise, this is gonna get.
I don't know if it's come up in conversation, but
Well, I mean, that's one way to turn Zeneme off.
Seriously.
7.
Show off.
Oh no.
You all watch as Brotor disappears as he kind of engulfs himself into Bruce's body.
Whoa, dude, no, that's not cool.
Oh, we're gonna have the consent conversation again, aren't we?
Yes. Hold on, let me read what happens here. Hold on.
Oh no. Oh no.
There's a rather tense moment as like he kind of takes control and he tries to jerk the book back. Rix, I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Or a dexterity check, whichever.
Oh, I'll go for the saving throw because that's
Go for the saving throw.
way higher. Still not high enough. I don't know.
It's plenty high enough as you like grab the book out of Bruce's Bruce's hand to keep him from pulling it across that line. This is weird.
Could you please get out of my friend?
Like he like kind of starts feeling around.
No, like
As you say, get out of my friend. He's about to reach down below the belt and he stops, and he exits out of Bruce. Well, okay, so that whole possession thing is real. I wasn't quite sure about that.
You should ask permission next time. That's like a whole thing. Like asking permission. We've talked about consent before, right?
May I possess you?
For a second?
No! He asked you to possess the stone.
I wasn't quite sure I could possess a person. I wanted to see if that was possible.
Yes, that's why you go up to them and be like, I'm not sure. Can I try possessing a person to start? That's how that conversation should have gone in
I thought
hindsight.
this was a sensitive matter, seeing as how it's looking at her.
Oh, traveler, the gifts you give.
Okay, let's see if I've got this. And he disappears into the wall.
What happened to the book I was holding?
I've got it. Brotor decided to experiment a bit with you. He didn't get far. Don't worry.
And
Bruce immediately looks down.
As the statue in Nyx's head, as the statue's communicating to Nyx and gets to the point, and I can do it even if I'm dead, Brotor sneaks out of the wall. Inches closer. And tries to kind of go into the statue as he did Bruise, and gets to the stone and finds himself pushed back off.
Oh.
Looks over to the other side, just like, and immediately just backs into the wall.
Okay, so now that we've established that, can we just figure out the Save the World book situation
So
later?
he said
Please.
that the books want to save the books that were taken were necessary because they needed to save the world.
Save the world.
Wait, when did he say that? How long was I out?
No,
He's
no.
talking in my head.
All right, so we can only take the
They
books
were
if it's-
destroyed.
They were destroyed. What?
The
What-
knowledge they contained
Who?
was too dangerous.
Rix is just looking at Nyx, waiting now.
Because the knowledge they contained was too dangerous.
Was
Weird
it their
that at this point I'm
mistake?
just incredibly used to her having one-sided conversations.
I mean, Rix
A
has them all the
little.
time. It shouldn't be too far off for Nyx right now, so.
Hey, Nix, ask him if it has to do with the doomsday device that caused the mourning.
I think he can hear you, but I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Look,
Is everything Kenneth's fault?
Rix is going to slip the paper back into the book and go put it back. I'm putting it back. Knowledge, whatever, not something, whatever, staying. Okay? It's staying. My apologies. We were just testing. this.
Trying to save.
And you feel whatever it was that was in your head speaking dissipate. And the statue re-enters his little cupboard inside the bookcases.
Does the thing close or?
Close the door, close the door. I don't want to
Does the
know.
door?
The door itself does not close.
Remember what we said in conversation.
He said something about a secondary protocol that he could do even if he was deactivated.
He's like a super librarian.
He would activate if the book left the library.
I'm guessing that has something to do with the magic that Zeneme saw earlier that would make everything go boom.
Can you like close that door? It feels weird to be having this conversation with him like right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna try closing it. Oh, Jalira's there.
Yeah. She didn't really want to touch it, but you kind of gave her permission. She's going to try and close it.
Push the book back.
All right.
Apparently, I can't turn the drawing.
Rix is he's gonna look at Bruce and he's gonna be like, maybe we should do that thing you said about sitting and reading for a while.
Did the wall close?
Cherry shut the wall.
Okay. I mean, to be fair, I pulled the book out earlier and he didn't do squat, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
We cut a page, so I imagine that. Well, I don't know.
Bruce, roll an insight check.
Why?
You don't ask the DM that.
He can.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
Good. All right, that's where my natural 20 is going for this session.
Upon reflection, when the bookcase opened by Nyx, the statue was not in a dormant state. Thinking about it, maybe by pulling out the book, you might have activated it in the first place.
No, this isn't his fault.
Oh, okay, cool.
Anyways,
That's not for everybody to know. That's just for you to kind of keep in the back of your head.
If knowledge can't be gained,
It's that knowledge could be gained here. It couldn't be removed.
I mean, unless.
all right, hold on.
Wait.
So
wait.
we're all here. Or go ahead, Cherry.
Well, I mean, I don't. Okay, so if we could come back here after we save Lyrenton, I mean, if you get a good enough, if we find the transportation circle, couldn't we possibly go back and forth if you get the transportation circle signal?
Yeah, that's entirely possible. We could come back here and do more learning after we save Lyrenton and Pipes, because Pipes is in Lyrenton.
Yeah, but it's only 6 hours
But
away.
if we want to come back, then I think that taking care of freaky Mark lady should be a real high priority.
Okay. Is everybody here? Okay. We need to talk.
And given time, I was just gonna say, given time, I might be able to transcribe some books.
Which would mean, yay, let's spend lots of time here. But we can't do that with her still in the facility.
What did you need to talk about, Jalira? I'm sorry.
Yesterday we were all complaining because we didn't have any particular goals. Nobody seemed to. Everybody seemed. I thought your goal was still like we were gonna leave, and then it seemed like some of you wanted to kill the gal, some of you didn't. I mean,
well, I definitely want to kill her, but I don't think we're ready to face her right now.
I just think it's something we should agree about. We talk about.
Sure.
Okay.
Where do you fall on the killing her, not killing her spectrum? You want to talk about it? Let's have the discussion. Let's get going.
Okay. I just thought, I just want to make sure everybody was on the same page with goals and all that stuff. And there was a lot of things I wanted to learn here, like destroying the schema, finding, see if they could stop Lord Blades and all that. But if we could come back here, we can research that stuff. But if we have to kill her, do that. Also, okay. So we're trying to. I'm okay with killing the lady. I just
Can
wish
you imagine how awesome it would be to be able to have this as like a home base? Nobody would screw with us in the Mournlands.
Nobody would know.
As long as we can somehow cleanse the facility of all the creepy ghosts and crap.
I think that's
and make it secure. This would be a great place for us to store Pipes so that the Lord of Blades can't get to him again, that sort of thing.
What were you gonna say, Bruce?
I mean, I feel like that's a little ways down the road from where we're planning at this exact moment, but it's not. I mean, yeah, it's good to show this place is cool. We just got to clear things out.
Yeah, clear out.
And that all starts with creepy.
Maybe Cherry could train one of those living fireballs or something.
My gosh, she could keep a whole slew of them as pets.
That would be so cool.
Funny that we're talking about settling down in the Mournland.
I mean, that's a great long-term goal, but we have to address the issue now.
Yeah, I think we have 3 or 4 more pressing things.
Okay. So, find transportation circle, kill lady, save Lyrenton. Those are our top 2 priorities. Do we agree on that, everybody?
Does the schema fall anywhere in there?
Is there what?
Does the schema fall anywhere in there?
Not in the immediate. It's later.
I feel like we came here for the schema, didn't we?
But
yeah. But we think
if we can come back, then we can come back.
There's also the schema, the ship that our ghost friend was looking for.
Rhythm.
So, but we can look for that later. So it sounds like priority is kill woman, find transportation circle?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Teleportation circle.
But
yes,
kill
lady.
By the transporter room?
Yeah.
Beam me up.
All right,
something
so
about
I think
transporting or teleporting in the Mournland?
Oh, was there something about that? I don't remember.
That's what my book didn't send us here directly. But apparently,
Well, I think a circle
What's
helps.
his-
you, like,
your ally, she points to Brotar, was able to actually teleport you here.
What does Z know about teleportation circles?
Teleportation circles for you. You're close to cracking it. Having received a scroll from Book, you've kind of glanced at it and how it works. Having received knowledge of the teleportation circle under his tower, you've started thinking about how it should work, where it should work, why it should work. You know that you need a very specific set of glyphs to make it work for specific locations.
Would it be
You're
safe-
you're on the cusp of learning that magic, but you're not quite there yet.
Would it be safe to assume for Zeneme that Book didn't send us here because he didn't have the glyphs necessary to put us in here?
It's probably a good assumption.
Okay.
So
I mean, it
would
might
Z
be
able to
dangerous
make the
because you said you
educated
ended up
guess?
on a cliff, right?
Yeah, cliff, high up, not good.
So maybe if we had a set place to go, it might be easier.
Yeah, she was just putting me as close as she could.
Right. Okay. So, in theory, we could find this teleportation circle and have a way, possibly whenever Zeneme is able to finally really, like, you know, iron out all the details of what the spell entails, to get us to Lyrenton without having to do all that traveling that we did before and wandering around trying to find our way back. Because I don't think we know where we're going if we want to go back. And being able to have a direct path to Lyrenton would save us that trouble.
So,
Which
Zeneme,
means
do you know
teleportation circle rocks.
are you able to do the
What's
spell
going on
yet?
in Lyrenton? I thought that was a diseased place.
It was.
I mean, it is.
It is still.
Yes, it is.
We
Hey,
have
what are you
friends
so
there now.
anxious to get back there?
There's some
Friends.
We have friends there.
warforged friends that don't have to worry about the disease.
Oh, that makes sense. Like if they're immune to that kind of thing.
Yes.
But
I mean, they don't have to eat or drink or whatever.
addressing the
sleep.
matter at hand.
Not jealous.
At hand.
Well, I don't have to eat or drink or sleep anymore myself.
No,
We-
you don't.
Are you sure?
My God. Give
Okay.
the traveler. All right, look. We have a plan for after, but we still have to deal with her. Are we all comfortable with
I didn't-
removing this threat by any means necessary?
I am.
Brotor
I
raises
just-
his hand.
Because
What's
he
up?
looks directly at Nyx, because Nyx in the past when they've talked about this is the person that has seemed to have called that I guess point of discussion into question. So Rix is
I
looking
don't.
at you.
What I have said before is I don't think that we're strong enough. I don't see how we're going to be able to. That has
Well-
been my opinion.
We still have plenty of this place to explore. We could find information here or something here that would aid us in
Brotor
fighting her.
needs-
They kept her here.
So I think, like Rick said, there's a lot to explore left. We don't know where this teleportation circle even is. We don't know if it's still usable. We don't know a lot of stuff. There's a schema to find.
And the thing protecting
I don't
the
think she's something we have to
teleportation
do in the next 5 minutes, but I think that is not something we want to leave open. I'm not saying... Look, I don't know. I'm not saying we necessarily have to bash her head in, but I don't think we can leave this situation unresolved, whatever that looks like. Also, I don't know if she can hear us, because she is like 20 feet that way. I don't really know how any of this works, so... But I don't think that's something we can leave open-ended.
We're
Son
gonna
of
have... Go ahead, sorry. Did you want to finish that curse, or are you good?
Rix,
Does Bruce see that?
Rix, you have this very uncomfortable feeling like something's watching you, and Bruce's head snaps to one direction. you and both you and Zeneme see, like you see his physical reaction as you both turn your heads and look quickly, and there, sitting perched on the corner of the desk, just kind of smiling, is the woman from the cell above you. Of course, you're not strong enough to face me.
How are things for you? Feeling good? You feeling all right?
Where is she?
Guys,
Rix is saying this kind of over his shoulder.
I am not seeing anything.
How you
Come on up, dearies. The water's just fine.
Do you want to die? I would hit this projection of you if I could figure out what the hell it is.
I think it left.
I'd like to go find the book that Rix just put back on the shelf that has the torn page in it.
Ripped page.
Oh,
or
did she
cut
leave?
Page.
Yeah, she disappeared.
Okay, I'll put it back.
Roll me an investigation check.
What, for the book?
Yeah, if I nat 20, we could find something that completely unrelated.
Look, hear me out. What if we tell him, pointing to the place directly in front of us, that she has overdue library dues? Just
Look, there's notes about her. Can she be talked to?
We're gonna have to deal with her eventually. We need to explore this place more, because you found a key, right?
Yes, I have a brown key now.
All right. So
we're able to go into more of the deeper security areas.
let's take a little bit of time now.
Hopefully.
Get what we can from this place of knowledge with what time we have now, and then move on to new places.
I think it would also behoove us, when we're done with that, to take advantage of the forge that we have. See if we can make some stuff.
I kept asking you guys what you wanted me to make.
Exploding arrows.
Okay.
Sorry?
It's been
I
only
have
a
a
couple
couple
hours,
ideas.
Jalira. Come on. We're thinking. It's not like it's been weeks.
Poison arrows.
All right.
Damage arrows. Cold damage arrows. Radiant damage arrows.
Yeah.
Let's
Maybe we should take some time, make sure we got everything we need. Maybe I have a couple ideas, Cherry, for things that might help. Yeah, I mean, a couple ideas, a thought, and a really bad idea.
Okay. There was one other thing I wanted to ask you guys about. Well, complain about.
What?
I mean,
Okay, you do know.
Okay. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go. Just go. I'm find that book. Okay. Just go.
Rix is going to kind of sigh, and he's like, Cherry, is this something you're going to explode at us about later? Because if it is, you should address it now.
Probably.
Do it now. We cannot afford to have that conversation later when you've held it in for too long.
Like when we're fighting, and then suddenly we're trying to discuss what's going on and what to do, and then suddenly Nix is all going, why don't we just make a decision already?
And on that
I'm
note,
not gonna lie, it was a fairly spot-on imitation. I mean,
and on that note, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. And welcome back to Destiny and Dice. We are here in the depths of the White Hearth Library, having a discussion about what the ShadowSlayers are going to do next. Cherry, who has a problem with holding and bottling, is finally getting a chance to release some of that happens. And Cherry, let's go ahead and jump in there.
Do you want to repeat what you said, Cherry?
It's just okay. Just a lot of things were happening. people weren't making decisions fast enough for some people, so other people were yelling at things, and then there were other times, and I don't. It's like if you're never. I don't know if you're going to complain about communicating and making decisions, but never say anything or offer any decisions or ideas. It's just what I think we need is, because we're all prone to muttering sarcastic things under our breath, because Pipes would do that when he was stressed with us, so we all pick that up.
I don't do that.
I think.
Fixer kind of floats up onto your shoulder and very gently pats your head with one of its little wings. It's like turns its ocular piece and focuses on Bruce.
Okay. You know what we should do? Put people's names in front of it. If you're not muttering or anything, and you want to make sure you're heard and that you're serious about what you just said, just say, I'm serious, guys. Bruce, see, I would like to kill that woman, or I just want to try.
Everyone, I would like
throw a
to
name in
murder
it,
the
but you
woman
know-
upstairs, but first I would like for us to take some time to use whatever knowledge we can gain from this library in the time that we do have it before we proceed to the rest. That is my suggestion. That is what Rix, have suggested and believe we should do.
I would love to learn more and do a lot more. I just don't know what... You might need to tell me what my ending point is, because I might just stay here too long, and I don't want to stay here too long.
How long do you think it's going to take you to finish that book?
I don't know. 6 hours?
We can stick here. I'm okay with sticking around here for 6 hours. There's something I want to do, and I think I might need some time with it.
Okay. I mean, I have those 3 spells that I keep talking to Z about transcribing. I mean, she could work on that.
Nyx, Kiz,
Okay.
Bruce, thoughts?
I wouldn't mind seeing what information this place has on warforged.
I mean, seriously, this was all the things that I recommended like 2 hours ago. So
I know.
mean,
I know.
Wait, when I was reading 2 hours ago. What are you talking about?
Yeah, now that we're all
you're right on schedule.
present here and all here and paying attention.
But part of me also wants to explore more to see if we can find something that'll help us.
Well, that's what I'm not saying we go and dive into a battle with this woman immediately. I'm saying we take some time. Let Cherry finish reading her book. You can read more about Warforged. Z can copy the...
Hi, welcome back.
All right.
Here we are. Discussing about things that have been brought up by Bruce 2 hours ago.
Yeah, and Rix is going to, again, he's like, I'm just re-emphasizing, we spend some time here. We learn, take what downtime we can, and use that time while we have it before proceeding to use the brown key, explore this place more, so that when we do at some point know that there is no other option for us but to face this thing, we're ready as we can be, and we'll at least have explored more and maybe learned more and maybe even found a way to deal with her.
And if you guys aren't sure what you could do, you can browse the books to see if there's anything you think you'd like me to try making. I mean, we have some dragon shards and dust that we can invest in stuff. I need to know that it's going to be used and going to be worth it. I mean, I'm sure it would be worth it. I always have to hold myself back so I don't always use up everything I have. So I might need to push. If you want me to invest in that, just tell me and I will. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I have some thoughts.
Cool. I'd like to hear them.
I have a
There
question.
was something. Oh.
If we're going to do the exploring as much as possible, then does that mean that we are not hurrying to Lymington?
Given that it was likely 5 days that we've lost.
But we do know that Pipes is there now.
And
it's
he was under
likely-
attack, wasn't he? Weren't they? He and Book like.
It sounded like he was, from what you guys said, it sounded like he was with the Lord of Blades.
Oh, I thought he was with Book, fighting in an attic.
No, he was with the Lord of Blades trying to take down Buck. He kept thinking that we were in the tower with Buck.
So
But did he sound evil?
didn't know who we
I
were.
What does that
wouldn't
sound like?
say evil. I would say reprogrammed and brainwashed.
So I think
Look, we don't really know what's going on in Lyrenton, and I don't think rushing back there I think rushing back out there, since we don't know what's going on, is not the best idea. I think if we're going to move, we should either wait till we have more information, or at least make sure we've gotten what we need to before we move on.
Understand. It is logical. So, because then there's also the possibility, the good point, that if he is unable to get into the tower right now, then there's a good chance that the tower is holding and there isn't gonna, and they will be able to hold out longer.
there's also
And we don't know how to get out of here, so we do have to explore. But it just depends on what the question is, not necessarily that if we are going to, but how much are we going to? Take the time to study and do what is needed to power up. Or
I don't think that 6 hours is too much time.
no, I agree. 6 hours is
Right.
perfectly fine.
So we use
I don't
this-
think taking the day, including crafting and making a few things that could help, would be the worst day we could spend. We've spent 5 bad days. I think we can invest in one good one.
There was
Sieges
one other
take a
thing
long time.
Understand.
What were you saying, Chair?
I also wanted to say that whole. I know it turned out to be a mimic, but that whole thing with you teleporting on top of it and that whole thing you guys coordinated, I thought it was really cool.
Thank you. And I am sorry for losing my temper and yelling at everyone.
It was crazy.
I just I have been trying to keep my temper, my emotions in check for so long, and then having something try and make it so that I can't, so I have to hold it back even more. I'm trying to figure out a new balance again. So I do apologize.
So sorry. Your monk stuff's supposed to help you deal with that, but your monk stuff also gave you so much crap.
Not sure if it's the monk stuff or spy stuff or
It was related.
it's all the stuff.
Pottery's still good, right? I think
Yes.
I might be able to create a pottery tool set.
We'll worry about that later.
Yeah.
But
Alright.
you go back to what you need to do.
So
It was a very useful book.
for now, we are all in agreement to take the day.
Let's take
Sure.
the day, but I don't want to take too long. I don't want to risk Pipes being somewhere else
Right.
and us losing him again.
Look, if the Lord of Blades is there and they're laying siege, us jumping in the middle of it is just a great way to die, not rescue anyone.
We have Book's teleportation circle that leads to his tower.
It's not
I have
about
access to that.
it's not about being able to get there, that's the issue. It's the fact
And
that
then we
it's the
can
Lord
pop
of
back out
Blades.
here.
But I think and I agree, we can maybe grab him and come back, but we do need to clear out a certain problem before I think we're ready to do that.
Well, absolutely. So
So
let's
She
take
might be
the
a good
day.
litmus
I'll work
test for
on
if we're ready
spells.
to, you know.
yeah, take the day, work on spells. Jalira, read your book. Kiz, you can learn more about Warforged. I've got some things to try, and maybe I want to do a little bit of reading myself. But I think a day where we don't have to run away from crazy dogs or fight a demon forge or statues that explode would be kind of nice.
Bruce glances at the bookshelf in front of him.
All right.
Are there any items here that we haven't identified yet? Anything that we think could be useful, especially as we fight Demon Witch?
Here, let
I
me
will
too.
pull out.
Is there anything around here that we still need to like identify and see if we can use?
I think that would be a really good use of 6 hours while Cherry gets the reading.
Okay.
Yeah, do you have some stuff you wanted to look at? Wasn't there like a bunch of potions?
I have some potions, but any of the healing ones, we definitely ran through those real fast.
Why don't we take inventory of what we have while Cherry reads, and then we can take a look around. Z, you could start, I don't know if there's anything in here worth copying, or if you got some scrolls you can copy from.
Oh, I definitely have some scrolls.
Right. Let's do it then.
Can we take a minute and figure out if there's like what else is here, what else we can use? Are there things that have been identified? I don't want to do work that Cherry has already done.
If you look into the Roll20 chat, Rogue Dragon has listed a bunch of items that we still have to identify.
Okay, so Z will start with identifying those.
Okay, so Cherry, for the next 6 hours, you are reading a book.
Okay. I am gonna roll a wisdom roll to see if she's gonna. Okay, she's gonna feel a little spooked and distracted though because of that ghost lady visit. But she'll try to not think about that. Okay, she's gonna read it. She's gonna read it in this corner up here. Yeah, somewhere like where she can see people. She'll sit on the floor. That's comfortable. Yes.
Cherry gets comfy up with a book. Okay. So we have scrolls, we have a ledger book, we have 2 whips, 1 hand crossbow, 2 clubs, 1 dagger. There's the 2 daggers that were in the forge room, the pipe that was in the forge room.
Yeah, Bruce is going to be looking at those things.
The potions in the forge room.
The ones that weren't health potions, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What
Yeah,
does...
Bruce is going to look at the...
Z is the one with access to identify at this time. Is she going to identify stuff and then work on spells, or work on spells and hold off on identifying things?
The good hour and a half, 2 hours to just go through and identify all the things while Cherry reads the book, and then she'll go work on copying her spells.
Okay, and you're casting it ritually, so you're not using spell slots, correct?
Right.
Okay. And for ritually casting and identify, that's 10 minutes plus a minute, so it's 11 minutes per item.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
What do you want to identify
casting's
first?
going to be an hour.
The list is in Discord.
Roll 20. Look at your chat.
Some sealed scrolls,
Okay.
whips, clubs, dagger.
1, 2, 3. I'll start at the top of the list and just like
Are all of those
go
things
on down.
magical?
I think that there were some items that were on the table that were not magical, as far as I think the dagger.
The 2 whips, the hand crossbow, the 2 clubs, and the dagger from the guard room above were not magical.
Okay. So just the scrolls there then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the ledger book was just a ledger book, I believe.
The ledger book was just a ledger book. That dissolved when you picked it up, I thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, did it?
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Yeah.
Fell apart.
I'll take it out of the list then. Also, one other thing that is not quite identified: 4 milky white potions that seem to be calming or rejuvenating. We never officially decided what those were, just some adjectives. Adverbs.
Okay.
Adjectives.
Okay.
So Zeneme, starting...
Potions in that room we didn't?
Yeah, anything else that Rix found? Rix found several.
He found some
There were
potions.
three big healing potions, as
we
well as a
used-
green potion.
We used the healing potions already.
Okay, so there was a green potion, a black potion, and a white potion that were found in there.
Yep.
And you had the white potions previously from the room above. The 4 milky whites, right?
Yes.
Pop to that room real quick. Okay. So starting at the top of the list, Zeneme, you begin casting your spells, looking for it, looking at what you have, and you discover that the purple scrolls you have 3 scrolls of disguise self.
Okay.
The 3
Does
blue
she
scrolls.
have to do anything special to figure out that each of the scrolls are the same thing? Does she like identify every individual scroll?
If you identify one of the scrolls, you can kind of tell that they're all the same. Like once you've placed one, you see that the glyphs are the glyphs match up perfectly. You're able to decree that the rest of the scrolls of that color are the same spell.
Okay.
So you have 3 scrolls of disguise self.
What color were
3
those?
scrolls.
Purple.
The 3 blue scrolls are scrolls of protection from evil and good.
Cool.
And the 3 red scrolls, scrolls.
Wrong genre,
We watched
Mike.
Captain Marvel recently, so and Captain America too. So like it's like that whole skull
Super
thing. Is
scroll,
like,
yeah.
Boom. Yeah.
All right, 3 red.
The 3 red are detect evil and good.
Okay.
All right.
We can use those to find evil lady.
I don't know. Other...
Weirdly,
No, she
Brotor
did.
left when we started identifying those scrolls.
He kind of had raised his hand for something, and everyone kept talking. But
Which hand?
Who did what?
Oh no, he was voting to take
enough
down
of
the
you. It's
evil
enough
lady.
of you.
Actually,
He broke
the last you saw Brotor, the last anybody can remember is Brotor walked over to where the alley was, and then has walked through the walls right there and has disappeared, and you have not seen him since.
Well,
Like in this, he went through the walls in this direction?
Heading south, as if he was heading towards the
Okay.
circle.
I don't know. Maybe he's hanging out with his body.
I'll check and see if I can see where he went.
Okay, the 4 milky white potions you discover are actually elixirs of health.
okay.
Cool.
They're not the standard
Ooh,
ones
whoa.
that look like clear red liquid with tiny bubbles of light. These are just 4 milky white potions.
They're just
But-
potions of healing, or
They're elixir of health. When you drink
Okay.
this potion, it cures any disease afflicting you and removes the blinded, deafened, paralyzed, and poisoned condition.
But it doesn't heal at all.
And if
No,
you
it does not
dribble it
does
on,
not heal.
Oh,
but if you dribble it on a stone warforged,
That is petrified and not paralyzed. Petrified would be a greater rejuvenation as opposed to a lesser rejuvenation.
okay, so
When Nyx walked by, Bruce would hand her the mace back.
Are you sure?
I mean, I know where to
realized
get it
that
if I need it.
Alright, thank you.
The green potion ends up being a potion of vitality. When you drink this potion, it removes any exhaustion you are suffering from, cures any disease or poison affecting you. For the next 24 hours, you regain the maximum number of hit points for any hit die you spend.
just feel like Bruce needs that. Bruce or Nyx, they're most likely not to sleep.
did you get that, Christy?
Bruce. Yeah, I know. I'm writing it down. Bruce. Bruce is most likely not to sleep.
Well, Nyx sometimes doesn't.
I'm saying that out of character, but yeah. He has a history of doing that.
As it happens, the black potion isn't potion.
It's poison.
It's magical ink.
Oh.
1,000 GP worth of magical ink.
1,000 GP? Rix immediately hands that over to Zeneme.
Heck yeah.
It's like, I'm not gonna do me any good.
What does it do?
Z squeeze, like literally. Yay!
It's gonna be useful for her to can copy her spells. I've heard her talk about it before. And she'll probably get quite a few out of it, actually. Well, I guess it depends on the strength of the spell.
My precious.
Now I'm a little disturbed.
I feel like that happens every time you hand in something.
Yeah. But she's happy.
Taking anything out of me this time.
Okay.
Yes, blessedly not touching your breast.
So what's next?
That was everything we needed to identify, right?
The pipe.
That was the thing.
There are a couple of daggers and a pipe that still need to be identified, correct?
So while they were doing that, because that
Let's-
you said would take a
let's do
long
the
time,
daggers
Bruce
and the
was going to
pipe.
be looking at. Bruce was looking at the pipe and the bowl.
The bowl is not magical. The bowl is actually
I thought you
part
said
of
it
the
was.
smithing tool set.
Oh,
Okay.
I could
does
be
he
wrong.
need to give that to
Like-
Cherry?
Yeah, it may. If I said it was magical, it's supposed to be part of this. I'd forgotten if it or not. Like I threw distractor items out for it to like you actually have to put those items together for it to function.
How dare
So
you?
Cherry's been walking around going like, "Where is the bowl on this freaking?"
Like there's supposed to be this mixing like grinding ball that I can't find any. Bruce is just like
Bring it. He's drinking out of it. Good soup.
Okay.
kids.
His toothpick.
the
He's
pipe.
single now.
As you kind of play around with the pipe, you notice that it's very finely crafted. Oh, let me pull up my thing for it. Hold on. U-tab.
I don't think the whip.
The whip you got, the one that Mike was
Yeah, I
very
thought it was
descriptive
separate.
about.
Was it separate?
No, there were other. She already got the whip.
I
The
got
one that with the vines.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Taking time with the pipe, you notice that the pipe is delicately is made of fine rosewood, is delicately carved with, if memory serves you correctly, from what Z taught you, it's got divination sigils on it, and it's set with pearl and moonstone.
Okay.
What do you do with the pipe?
I mean, he would try to. He basically, while they're doing that, he'd be messing with the pipe to see what he could figure out with it.
So you're kind of looking at it, you're kind of holding it, you're looking at it, like as you kind of like, do you think about smoking it? Does Bruce smoke a pipe?
No, but he's not opposed to putting things in his mouth, so I'm sure at some
Yeah.
point.
So, as Bruce, as you kind of stick it in your mouth and like, all of a sudden you look down in the bowl. A small bundle of pipeweed has appeared in the bowl, and almost as if on cue, you see a little flicker, a little spark catch, and the pipeweed in the bowl lights. And it's a very sweet-smelling, fine-tasting pipeweed that you find yourself smoking from the pipe.
I mean, does it dopamine or
Nice.
is that?
Guess he'd smoke a little bit.
Make a ship.
Okay.
Make a ship. Make a galleon.
As you're smoking it, you find that the room around you starts to glow. And you start being able to identify the outlines of magical objects.
Dude.
How many uses does this thing have?
Oh man. Oh, I feel like this has happened before. Okay, I'm just supposed to sit here for a minute.
As you're smoking the pipe, you kind of pull out one of the daggers that you had grabbed too, and you kind of look at the dagger and you're studying it, and all of a sudden you find that you have identified a dagger.
It's a pipe of identify. Detect magic and identify in one pipe.
All right. What is the dagger?
Let me find the daggers for you. Hold on. Where did I stick those things? There.
I mean, definitely save it for when we need to do
I don't know if this
it.
is going to work. It's. I'm trying it. Let's see if it works.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh no.
Haunted Dagger. This dagger gains a +1 bonus to attack and damage, and you can use an action to speak a command word, causing a fine, hazing purple mist to coat the blade. The mist remains for 1 minute or until until an attack using this weapon hits a creature. That creature makes a wisdom save of 15 or takes 5d4 psychic damage and becomes frightened for 1 minute.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
I mean,
That's amazing. Rix doesn't know about it, but I want it. But holy cow.
Bro, we want it.
Like 2 weapons already. Calm
I
down.
know. I'm just saying. You have 3.
I have 2. I gave 1 to Nyx. I'm generous.
You have a shield. Leave me alone.
I only just
You have
got
a
my first
crossbow.
magic weapon, like,
I do have a crossbow.
yesterday.
It's fine.
Yeah, you and Bruce. But he's gonna be like, oh, whoa, that's pretty. I wonder if Guara could hold this. I guess you had to speak a command word. Maybe kids could speak it. I think this stuff's getting to me. He's gonna pull out the other dagger.
Hold on, trying to find it. There it is.
I'd like to point out, Bruce has not left the library. He's probably just sitting like on the desk over here, smoking a pipe.
That's what you got there, Bruce.
He's just flat out smoking in a public library.
Smoking it.
At least he's not trying to tear out books. Z doesn't care about smoking.
Okay.
Do you think the librarian cares about smoke damage?
You find a
Probably.
storm dagger.
Mm.
You can use the action to sheath the blade in lightning. The lightning remains for 1 minute or until an attack using this creature weapon hits a creature. The creature must succeed a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or take 3d6 lightning damage and restrain for 1 minute. So it's like booming blade on a dagger. Nice.
But if they're restrained for 1 minute and they don't get it, doesn't sound like they get another save.
Yeah, they don't get another. Doesn't look like it. Can't be used this way again until the next round. So it has like 1 charge on it. That's amazing.
Oh,
As you look at
hey,
it,
these
something about that dagger is familiar.
is it Drow in manufacturing?
No, it looks a lot
Sorry,
like the
referencing
weapon
campaign.
that Callista had. Her sidearm was a dagger. It bore a very similar appearance to this dagger.
Is everyone in the positions they currently are?
I'm looking for warforged books, but Guara is cuddled up to Jalira.
Which is helping her focus.
Rix is likely, oh gosh, over here, trying to sit down to talk to the traveler, getting ready to do it.
Alright, that's where Nyx would be.
Okay,
So it
because
looks
that
like-
dagger is going in that wall right there.
Wait, why is it going into a wall?
Like you throw it at the wall.
Yo, yeah. Just immediately, the moment he gets any form of recognition, he just... and he is staring at that thing.
I'm just saying.
Do you want to roll an attack roll on a wall?
Sure.
Jerry and I don't have
Sure.
any good daggers.
See if he attacks someone else.
I mean, Zeneme is standing between him and the walls. So,
There's that.
Wasn't when I asked the question. All right.
like, her token is still there, right? It hasn't moved.
It was originally right there.
I haven't
did
moved her token,
move.
I swear. So she did
No,
move.
I did. Like, he asked to verify where we were, and I moved. Just a little, because I'm looking at all the books.
23.
Or 'cause I'm looking at all the things.
dagger does lodge itself into the stone as you throw it at the wall. Just kind of.
Yeah, for anybody nearby, Bruce just like hucks it. He is staring. His arm is still like extended. And he's breathing heavily.
Bruce, are you okay?
The pipe kind of falls out of your mouth and clatters on the ground.
No, I'm fine. Yeah, that dagger is pretty magical if somebody wants it. Yeah, this one too. And Bruce will like put the other dagger on the desk behind him, and he's walk out of the room.
Rix goes picks up the dagger to bring to the attention of others later.
The one on the table?
Yeah, I think it was the haunted one.
Yeah.
And
You
he
didn't
looks
tell
at
anyone what they did.
No, I'm just confirming with Mike which one it is. And he looks at Zeneme and he looks at the wall and he's like, do you know what
He just shrugs and then keeps doing what she's doing.
As both Rix and Zeneme look at the dagger in the wall, they too recognize the dagger, having been in that fight in Bruce's memory. That was. If it was not that dagger, it was a dagger very similar in make.
Rix mutters under his breath, like, oh no, and he's immediately gonna go for Bruce. Bruce.
Yeah. Sorry. What?
Do you want to talk about it?
Not much to talk about, I think.
I mean,
I don't want that dagger.
I don't know, but
Nixon just looks at them down the stairs like, okay.
and he's just like, I mean, I'll put it away, but it looks like hers. What's it doing here?
I don't know. I mean, probably not hers. It's probably just she probably picked it up. Bought it at a Kenneth facility or something. I don't know.
You're talking about Callista.
Yeah.
You found a dagger like hers?
Yeah, one of the daggers is in the room. I didn't get a chance to look at it before.
Oh. It's almost sweet to throw it back at her. But
I got other things I can throw at her.
I'm sure.
I'll go get it out of sight.
Okay, as the pipe, as you had bent over to grab the pipe, it would have stopped smoke after you stopped actively smoking it. The pipe smoke would have gone out, and it would have stopped. It would have stopped smoking.
Yeah, he's more
just making sure you. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Rix is going back and he's going to grab the dagger from the wall and take it out and put it in his bag out of sight.
Roll me a strength check.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
yeah, that one can hurt people with electrical damage, and the other one hurts people psychically if you know the right word. Does Bruce know the words?
Bruce knows the words.
He would toss out both words.
Okay. And we'll see if anybody else
Yeah,
wants them.
you're able to pull it out.
Okay, Rix takes it out. He puts it in his bag with the other one, and he's like, "I'll let the others know about it. And we'll. I don't anticipate many of us would feel comfortable using that, to be honest.
It's a good weapon. Shouldn't waste it on my account. I'm just not gonna. Anyways, yeah. Sorry, it's just long night.
Right.
Did
Are
you
you
sleep
gonna-
at all?
Are you going to read that book? The sailing one that you were looking at before?
I mean, I know most of what I need to know about sailing. And, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think I got some sleep.
Okay. Rix kind of just keeps an eye on him, looks to Nyx, and then, or you can't see Nyx, but he assumes that, like, Nyx is, he can hear her. He's like, I'm gonna go have a chat with my god and see what comes of it. So.
Can Bruce see down that hallway?
Which hallway? Yes, Bruce can.
You see Bruce turn and look down that hallway.
Something wrong.
I mean, this place is definitely haunted by the dead or the soon-to-be dead. The reason you're over here?
Me?
She slowly turns towards you, gives you a wink, and disappears.
That's gonna get real annoying. Yeah, I think she's wandering around watching us.
Was
that
the-
girl upstairs. Hey Z, did you say you found some stuff about her?
Yeah.
You mind if I take a look?
Sure. Z would give him the papers if he came in and looked at them.
Yeah, he would go pick them up and come back out.
Okay, Z. What else have you identified thus far? This has taken some time. Getting through the ones that you've done, the scrolls and the potions. You're probably still in the middle of that while Bruce is going through this, discovering the pipe and going through the daggers. Sorry, I was just trying to time things out in my head.
Did he say anything about, other than the dagger, obviously, but did he say anything about the pipe or the other things that he was able to identify quickly while he was there?
He's told Rix that he's been able to identify the daggers, which...
Did anybody tell Z? Because if Z doesn't know, she's going to keep going and identify them.
Oh, no. She
Well, she
doesn't
doesn't have
She doesn't
them.
have them. Rix has them now.
Okay. I don't know how long it's been. Is there anything left for her to identify since Bruce
the
took
pipe
the pipe?
itself has not actually been identified yet.
But
Well, yeah, but
Bruce has
in
it.
the chat, Bruce said he would have grabbed the pipe on the way out and he would have taken it with him.
Okay. That's the last thing that you would have needed to identify.
Okay. As soon as she's done with all of the identification fun, she's gonna start transcribing some scrolls. Or transcribing some spells.
Okay. Which scrolls are you going to transcribe into your spellbook?
Now you're making me look at things.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Beep, boop, boop.
Let's see.
What about the spell book that she found in there?
She says she hasn't pulled it out or looked through it yet. And again, like everything else, it is bound to the wall.
But she could
Yeah,
pull
but
it out
Z
and copy
has-
spells from it while in the room, right?
She could. Yeah.
But Z's gonna try to pick the spells that she think will. See, she has the scroll of private sanctum. She's still not quite powerful enough to do that one, right?
Right.
What about levitate? Can she do that one? Would
What spell
that
level
one-
is it?
Well, I don't know. I just know that I have 2 scrolls of it.
I think it's a second level spell.
It is a 2nd level spell.
Okay. Prescribing a second level spell that is not of the enchantment school, it takes 2 hours and costs. For every level of the spell, the process takes 2 hours and 50 GP. So this would take, for a second level spell, it would take you 4 hours and 100 GP.
Of ink and paper.
Okay,
right?
hold on. She's got a huge list, and something may be more beneficial to start with than levitate. I think it's under notes. So, because he gave her wall of water, enemies bound, darkness, rope trick, ray of enfeeblement, featherfall, color spray, grease, and expeditious retreat. I need to go look at the spells to figure out which ones I want to get in.
Okay.
You might want to talk to somebody else. This is going to take me a bit.
Okay. Go ahead. Look at your spells. Kizriel, in this time, you've been doing some research. What have you been researching?
Might be muted.
You guys are muted.
Larissa, we can't hear you.
Sorry. Maps. Looking for information about the land before the whatever there is about the flora and the fauna, geography, maps for the area. But that's our second focus. Our first focus will be warforges.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a investigation check.
Ooh, that was a decent one.
You stumble onto the same book that Zeneme had found.
What the
Gleaning information about Warforged creation. You get to the same kind of section in the back talking about the Psyforged, the Songforged. However, no new Warforged information is discovered. As you're looking for maps and flora fauna guides, you stumble into Faltzvern's Wilderness Survival Guide.
I don't suppose it has any maps of the area.
As you look through it, you do find some maps.
All right, I'll make some sketches.
They're not very helpful maps, but there are some maps. Roll for me a roll for me a survival check with advantage.
Ew.
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 Do you add anything to your survival checks about your favored terrains?
think they're just with advantage.
They just get it with advantage. You don't get to add anything.
It is just the advantage. It's not something else. I just want to check.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. You get to roll with advantage.
It's double for proficient skills when making an intelligence or wisdom check related to it.
So expertise.
So that wouldn't be an advantage. It would be that 9, but
No, you got advantage because of something else.
Yeah. So it'd be
Okay.
Your base was 4, so instead of the +5, I think it would be a +8 because of it treats it as its expertise. It sounds like if it's double proficiency.
Yes. So it would be a total of. Your roll was 5.
With advantage.
So 8 plus 5, a total of 13. You're able to pinpoint a nearby town that once was in Kyre. From your best guess of where you are in the Mournland, you're kind of able to like figure out that there might be a town nearby Whiteheart.
Okay.
That had previously been not on any of the maps that you had access to. How you doing on your spell, Z?
A wall of water is cool. I'm figuring it out. I have to go through like 10 spells to figure out how long do I have?
You have 6 hours.
Well, then I could do wall of water.
After identifying scroll, potion. So you've spent an hour, give or take some time, give or take 6 minutes. Well, with an additional 6 minutes, 6 items. Well, almost a little over an hour. So you've got about 5 hours left for which you can hardcore study and copy one of those scrolls into your book, or in this case, your crystal
spell.
Enchantment spells are done at half the time and half the cost, I believe, for their specialty. Is that correct? Yeah, the time and gold is halved for your specialty.
Okay, so it would be 1 hour and 25 GP per level.
Mm-hmm. For enchantment spells only.
I'll let you know when I decide. I have 5 hours to work with.
Okay. So, Nyx, I figure you got about 20 minutes of time before Bruce comes down that hallway. What would you like to have done in that time?
She left the room, went up, and was making sure that the ghost was okay. She might try and talk to him a bit more about stuff, what his ship is like, and just basics. Kind of just get to know what rhythm is like, the name of the fire forge.
Did you bring the lantern with you?
Because
technically you can't see Brotor up there.
That's true.
I should probably move him to the GM layer.
She actually probably would. I can't actually move it, but she would, to make sure that he was not taken by the lady.
Okay. So yes, we do indeed find Brotor up there sitting next to his, kind of sitting on the floor, well, maybe levitating about an inch off the, kind of floating, just next to his body, looking kind of upset, but just still there, contemplative, thinking.
How are you holding up?
Looks up at you. I want to say it could be worse, but it could be a lot better.
I understand that sentiment. Do you think that they will be able to revive you?
If it's a question of coin, my captain should be able to get me back. But if it's a question of time, I don't know if we'll get me to him in time. I'm not sure.
What kind of time limit?
I don't know. I've never died before. Have you?
No. Not had that adventure. Not real death.
Well, when you do, I hope you meet a group as interesting as you all are.
Yeah.
I can't quite get a read on you. What is it that you bring to this group? Other than your... Waves his hand over his face.
I know a little bit from stories. I know this place a little bit from stories, but none of it holds true to what I had heard.
What had you heard? What have you heard about this place?
Probably just stories that my father would tell me. But, just, stories. I'm not much help here. But... yeah. Anyway.
So do you cast spells?
No.
I mean, you look like you should be the bookish type, but you're staying out of that library is telling me that you're not as interested in the books?
No.
Are you naturally inclined to magic?
No. I'm not magic. Inclined to... exactly. I, fight hand to hand.
See, now I know you're not really Kenneth, because all Kenneth people would say they're magical. Hand to hand.
I do not
Interesting.
claim Kenneth in any way. But yes,
Fair
hand
enough.
to hand. What about you? You build
What about
stuff?
me?
Hmm?
No, I don't build stuff. I suppose using stereotypes of being a dwarf and building things and calling you Kenneth and not magical. That's a bit stereotypical of me, and I apologize for that. But no, I don't build things. I find things.
Did you find your arm?
No, I had to pay for that.
Understand. All right. It is
Found something
very-
I shouldn't have.
What?
I found something I shouldn't have, and then had to pay for a new arm. But I'll tell you, she was worth it.
I see. I see. So, what is your ship like? Are you happy there, or is everyone happy? There?
We get on pretty well. Captain is fair. Runs a tight ship, but he's fair. I'm on the ship half as much as everyone else because they send me out looking for things. I find them the things, I tell them where they are, and do my best to get the things back to where we can put it on the ship and get it out.
Understand. Huh. So you're kind of more an explorer?
I do like to explore. I like to go find things that nobody else either has the balls or the brains to find, as I like to say.
Understand. So you take on things all the time, or are you better at hiding away from trouble?
I'd prefer to stay back and away from the trouble. If I can sneak in and grab it, it's all the better.
Understand. Kind of how I've done too. And it's probably not best not to mention me at all. I'm keeping off the books in any house. But so what's rhythm like?
What's what?
Rhythm.
Sorry, what was that? Rhythm. Oh, he's great! He's a joy to be around. He plays his belly.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps the morale of the crew up. Wonderful. He's kind. He's loving. He's an all around great guy.
Understand. Does he talk about things before the ship?
No.
No. And what about your friend that sent you here? What's her name?
Oh, you'd think I would know this off the top of my head. Right. Her name. Where is that sheet? Find the sheet.
You're welcome.
Oh, Pyra, yeah. She's Rhythm's girl, and she is crazy. Don't mess with her.
Understand. So are they you say that she's his girl. So does it work in a romantic way, or are they not? I don't know how that would work at all, but I mean, are they? Do you know?
Mostly I don't ask and he doesn't tell.
Understand.
I just know that they're very rarely apart. You never see the one without the other. And they trust each other. Almost to a maddening degree.
Understand. Yeah. Yeah. So, what kind of places have you been?
I've been to every one of the countries within the Corvair, the continent of Corvair. Better question to be, where haven't I been? And that's again limited. I've not been to the Elf Isles. I've not been to the Dragon Isles. I tend to stay away from the places. At the time, for obvious reasons. However, it's apparently not so obvious now. He just kind of rubs at his neck. You seem remarkably well. Actually, both you and the she-orc seem remarkably well suited to have Captain Nomok in your midst, what with his very apparent mark.
Yes.
I mean, aren't you all indoctrinated that those things are evil and should be destroyed at any given site? I mean, I can tell that those two are related, and so that's probably a complicated issue.
Yes. That is a very complicated issue there. And they are related.
Just thinks all orcs look alike.
But as for me, my father was cast out of the house. And
What did he do?
he never really went into it. Never found out. Kind of hoping to find something.
Roll a deception check.
Thanks. Totally coming up with this story. But yeah, deception. Let's hope for good. Not horrible. It'll be fine.
Hold, please.
I swear when she was a spy, she must have had something to raise her charisma.
Cool Proto believes you.
That's all good.
Bless his little heart.
I know, I feel horrible, but
Well,
not.
his little ghost heart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he never went into it, but he hated the houses, and I don't see a reason why I should embrace them.
So you're here stealing what you can. Sticking it to the house. Good for you.
It is what it is.
At which point you hear the impact of the dagger going into the stone wall.
Mm-hmm.
So you wander on down the stairs to talk to Bruce about Callista. Bruce has told Rix what's happened.
She'd take the lantern with her. But I can't move it.
Okay. So you find yourself with Bruce kind of walking down Rix.
Yes.
In the time that it took Bruce to find the pipe, figure out what it does, identify the stuff, what were you doing during that time?
Mentally calling to the traveler, basically. He's like, alright, I got some downtime. We made an agreement. I'll add another one to the list. How do I do this? You like change.
First off,
He's like, you like change, so let's do some change.
let's do some change. I like the idea of change. Change just feels so natural. Doesn't it?
It does. Strangely, it does. I mean, granted, I can't change now, thank you very much, but it's...
Give it time.
No, I'm understanding more of what you... Well, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, but the more benevolent portion of it, some lessons are best learned when you have the things you like taken away. Little negative reinforcement. Something Pipes had to do occasionally.
You gotta speak to someone where they're gonna listen.
Yes.
So, you want to figure out how to take that beautiful thing that you made with, well, that kind of cool thing you made with your friend and put it in the blade that I've given
cool.
you.
You got to admit. I mean, considering, how much she puts herself down, I really hope she's proud of it. Because, I mean, my bumbling hands weren't very probably much use to her, but I mean, good gracious, she's talented. We should give herself more credit.
She is. She's very talented. I'm very interested in what she has to offer in the future.
Yeah, just can you just not do deals with her? Because I mean, I'm not the brightest person when it comes to this sort of thing, but I think that.
Are you asking me for a favor not to do deals with her?
No, I'm telling you not to do deals with her. Otherwise, the deals you made with me are going to get very annoying.
Fair enough. Somebody else already has claim on her anyways.
Yeah, I doubt you want to get into a battle with that one. I read a bit about you. You don't seem like the other ones. The ones that they call the Dark Six.
Yeah.
Are you the ones that, like, Sovereign Host actually, like, might consider inviting to their parties, or what?
Depends on the party. Like, and also whether I would go or not. Most of them don't invite me to anything. I occasionally get to hang out with good old Ani, but he seems to have a special affinity for that one.
I imagine. I read a little bit about him, too. I can see why. But change, right? Change is good.
Change.
Sometimes, as you said, we need to take things away. Sometimes you need to destroy something nice to make something better.
So, you want to put that sword in that sword?
Yeah, ideally. Preferably, please. Thank you.
And you want to do that now?
I mean, how long is it going to take?
I don't think you're quite strong enough to do it yet.
Right.
See, it involves a deeper pact with me, and that only can happen as your vessel increases in power.
Gotcha. Let me guess, that's going to happen when I pay off another favor.
Or two.
I'm getting kind of annoyed.
These things take time. Okay, look, the one of the favors I want you to take care of is very simple.
If it
You gotta kill a guy for me.
You gotta do what?
You gotta kill a guy for me.
Alright, well, I mean, I hope it's not the dwarf, because someone beat me to it.
Oh no, it's not him. You've already met the guy. See, he's a changeling like you, and he decided to turn his back on me, and I am a little bitter.
Is it Tux?
No.
Oh,
no, it's not
thank
that
goodness,
guy.
because I don't know where that man is.
I mean, this guy, I mean, it's very obvious that he's not what he is.
Wait, just one bloody minute. You're talking about the faker, the vampire, right?
See, I knew you'd get it. I didn't even have to explain it to you.
You mangy, pig-headed mold spot. Oh, of course it'd be him. All right.
You see, if you want another gem for your dagger, you're gonna have to take it out of him.
I don't even know where that man bloody is.
Oh, he's close.
Is he inside here already?
No, but he's close. He's gonna go in through the top entrance. I mean, where you guys went in the ass end, he's coming in the top.
Right. So...
That does sound like Bruce.
I wasn't going to say it, but thank you for saying it. So find this guy, shove a dagger in his gullet, and call it a day.
take his blade.
Right.
Should be easy enough to find. Looks fairly similar to that one.
That's good to know. Do I have to make a killing blow on this?
Yes, you do. It has to be you, unfortunately. And you have to use that.
Right. Yeah, well, I guess that makes sense.
Like
All
the
right.
kaboom stuff I do for you, that doesn't... You gotta...
So,
final
considering this is a contract for you, whenabouts should I expect him to make his grand entrance with the rest of his entourage?
Go ahead and... Out of character. Go ahead and roll me a D3.
Okay. 3.
You've got about a full day before he discovers the entrance.
And then, I mean, is the actual entrance to this place going to be as nasty and trapped as everything else was?
No, actually, they've disabled some of the traps there.
Oh my god. Okay. So,
I mean, they've been in and out of that entrance. I mean, not recently.
I mean, like, you know what's strange is that, like, I've had to kill a lot of people, but this is, like, the first one in a good while that I think I'm actually looking forward to.
Just so you know, if he gets in and gets into the facility, he's gonna be right next to that thing you're looking for.
Schema, of course he is. All right. Well, wait, the schema or the teleportation circle, or like Lord of Blade's dead body? It's a joke. Or anyway. All right. Okay.
At which point, thwack into the wall from the dagger.
God. All right. So, okay, you go to the next person.
Okay. Jalira. You're reading a book. Man, this book is super fascinating.
Cool.
Like, you are like, yes, this is everything you've ever wanted to know about the arcane.
Probably
And
taking
it all
notes.
makes sense. It's all clear. It's beautiful.
So that's
You just got to keep reading, and then the dagger hits the wall, and that draws your attention. And Bruce huffs out.
scritch the kitty's head.
She's all like,
Bruce, you huff out. You've left the room. Are you in the mood for talking?
Are we going through the stuff that happened? So, like, them coming down, them chatting, getting the papers from...
Okay.
Yep. You got the papers from Allie.
I went to go
Or
grab
from
that.
Z.
Okay, never mind. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
You've gotten the papers from Z about the conversation, about the information on the subject in the hall above you.
Bruce would probably look those over, and if Nyx is there, he would pass her the ones he's not looking at. Since she knows that they were off talking when this stuff came up.
You guys feel free to review that episode to figure out what was on those papers.
Do you want to post it, in our Discord under handouts?
I can post it there, yeah. But after that, is there anything you're going to want to do? Well, let me put it this way to the rest of the group. For the next 6 hours, other than getting Z to get a spell typed when she figures out what spell she's going to do, is there anything anybody's going to want to accomplish in that time?
Z wants to do Wall of Water, and it's going to take her 6 hours after her hour of identifying. So she hollers out, "Hey, guys, I need an extra hour," and then she sits down to work on Wall of Water.
Okay. Rix, I mean, we can do this next time, but Rix will want to, because if it looks like Nyx is free, he's going to have a talk with her.
Okay.
Nobody wants to go looking for schematics they want me to try.
I guess if I
The
can't find
The conversation won't take
Warforged.
very long, but I mean, I imagine that there might be some schematics at some point that they'll find for you. Don't worry, hun.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bruce would probably look over the papers with Nyx, and then with whatever time's left, unless anything happens, he'd probably peruse the library for anything that stands out or looks interesting.
Do they
She's
have
saying
any,
she's
like,
really excited. She was really excited about the idea of being able to make you guys stuff, okay?
do they have any tomes of leadership and influence, Mike?
No.
Dang it.
anything for like wisdom.
No.
We're not that lucky. It's not that kind of library.
I was hoping for more on Warforges. It's like, I guess that's a closely guarded canon secret.
Okay, I think that's
Probably
it.
we had to get rid of a lot of those when the Accords happened or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I think that's really it, though.
I think Bruce, when he's looking at the papers for them, looking at like the A113 or whatever, be like, what does that mean? Like, showed signs of developing a mark. Do you think like she was just really good at building stuff? Like Cherry was really good at building stuff. That doesn't mean anything. It's just projecting.
It was probably the actual physical mark appearing.
No, it's that it shows signs. It's not like a pimple. It doesn't come on slightly. Remember when Z got hers? It just...
Puberty is not kind.
really cheapened out that game of hide and seek, but...
Yes.
How do
And
they know?
with that note, it is after 10 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and end here. And we're going to come back next week. And then the week after, we have a one-shot being run by Literal Tester. Be fun and exciting. I'm stepping away from this, and I actually get to play. It's exciting. You're going to get to see me as a player. It's going to be fun. And yeah, that's all we've got. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to catch past episodes, they're up on our YouTube. If you want to head over to our website to get more info on the characters or the players, it's Destiny and Dice all spelled out. And we'll see you again next week. Thanks.